So, all right, what will be the next big breakthrough or big thing in video game industry? Anybody have thoughts on this?
My honest opinion, graphically and technically, I believe we are pretty much close to the peak. You can't get any better, in my opinion. It's all going to be marginal from that standpoint. I think the next big breakthrough is when game developers decide to start focusing again on being fun.
Oh.
Most games these days, they focus so much on how good it looks, how well it moves, and the movement and the frame rate and the teraflops of like the number of pixels in each grain of sand. Like, get back to focusing on making the game fun. You see it all the time. There's a game that will come out that doesn't look the greatest, but people love it because it's fun.
Cuphead.
That's literally what I just had in my head.
Yep.
Cuphead is not the most graphically impressive looking game,
but it was so fun. Oh,
but it's fun.
So frustrating too.
Like, get back to games being fun. Back in when we were young, we did not look at this game and say, "Oh, is it realistic?" No, we were like, "Is this fun?"
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. For me, right. I think I agree with what you were saying, but I think the next breakthrough is a more powerful VR.
Yeah,
I feel like if you look at VR games now, they look like PlayStation 2 graphics for the most part. I think as we get more, as our technology grows, we'll become more immersed in the VR. And I think companies will start to focus on that. And that way they can really put you into the world and allow you to do things that way. I'm just assuming here. But I think that could be, you've never seen Ready Player One, have you?
No, I need to watch it.
That's a great movie. You guys need to watch that.
I do need to watch
that.
But
I think like it'll be kind of like that, to where now it's like all interactive, or it's more like you're in the world instead of focusing on bigger screens.
Yeah.
Just putting the screen right in front of you and putting you in the world. So
I do feel there is a lot to be tapped into as far as VR goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest hurdle for that is affordability and capability.
That's a good point.
Because, like Tim, we went to the Sandbox VR thing for Darren's birthday.
Yeah.
And that was fun. And it was cool. And we could move around and we could interact with things. But guess what? We had to be in a specialized room wearing special things.
Right.
How do you bring that home is going to be one of the biggest hurdles.
Yeah.
How do you bring that into a house and it not cost a fortune?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Sandbox VR place, that equipment's probably $20,000-$30,000 per room.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people ain't doing that at home.
Well, I mean,
that's why like VR now is so limited.
Yeah. But I mean, it'll be the advancement of technology, obviously. Because I mean, look at our TVs now. Like this TV you have in the 90s, how much would that have cost?
Oh, this would have been a $30,000 TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you could just like walk into Sam's Club and be like, "Oh, look, $800. I want that." You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, obviously that's as technology advances, if they figure it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't. But you know what? I think at the same time, I think you'll get a lot of the older gamers, like especially like our age and up, who would just be resistant against that.
I think we would be resistant against it if they tried to make it the only way to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they try to like push that, like, hey, if you want this game, you have to play it.
Yeah, because one of the limitations also of VR is physical capability.
Yeah, that's true too.
If this technology becomes the standard in 25 years, I'm gonna be 65.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna be able to move in no VR all like that.
You'd be mad if you got to like feel the pain and you get tackled a mat and be like, all right, I'm done here. I'm done.
No, thank you.
One hit and I'm good.
But so physical limitation. That's also another limitation of VR is going to be physical. You got to be physically capable to do certain things.
Like I said, when I said who loves VR right now, my sons are 8 and 6.
Yeah.
And they're on it all day. They be sweating and everything. But all right, well, time for a shower. Like,
yeah. So
yeah,
I
that's
still
just my
think
thought.
they do need to improve the graphic fidelity, the graphics in VR headsets. But I think that's just what it is because they want to make it as cheap as possible. Right. If they were to release a Beta Quest 4 or whatever number would be the next one, 5 would be the next one.
Well, my sons have 3 and 4, so I know there's at least a 4.
Okay. So say they released a 5 and wanted to have PS5 level graphics, that thing will probably be $5,000.
Probably. Yeah.
So they're just like, we're going to reduce the graphic power in it and make it a few hundred.
What you think, Tom?
Like kind of like what you said, like some type of powerful VR thing, or something where you can actually feel like you're playing as the character in the game, shit like that, and hopefully some type of indie company or something can just screw these AAAs over. That would be great, like triple to an extent, you know what I mean? Because I do like some of the AA companies, but like to an extent, but I prefer the more of these indie developers to actually break through.
Yes, I want a video game revolution, for lack of a better word, where these major companies get upended and now the trends are set by the consumer and or the indie developers.
Right.
Not the major companies dictating what gets made, what's considered popular, this, that, and the fourth.
Right.
Only issue with that is me being realistic and somewhat of a pessimist. Money's driving everything.
Yeah.
And since they have the money to push whatever they want in front of you more than an indie could.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's what, because I guarantee if you go on Steam and look for indie game of whatever you want, you could probably find a decent game. Mm-hmm. But is it going to get pushed to the masses? No. Why? Because they don't have the budget to do major advertising to get it in front of people. They're just hoping enough people take a chance on it that it starts to spread by word of mouth.
Do you know what I've loved recently, and I hope it becomes like the standard?
What
Pearl Abyss is doing with Crimson Desert.
What, the constant updates?
The constant updates. They're like, we've heard your feedback. Boom.
Right.
All fixed. More feedback. Boom. Here you go. Oh, you all like doing this and it's a glitch? Boom. Make it part of the game.
What I like that Pearl Abyss is doing is they're taking away the excuse other developers used to have.
Yes, and that's what I say. I hope that becomes the standard.
Yes, because before, developers would say, oh, we have to time our updates because we have to get approval from Microsoft and Sony before we could push out these updates. Pearl Abyss just approved you're full of shit because they're pushing shit out damn near weekly. I don't know how many times I've come home, turned on my PlayStation, and be like,
it's like update.
Crimson Desert's been updated. The fuck?
Yeah. Right. Dude, and to me, that's a company that I want to support now.
Yes.
So when they drop the next game, I'm going to be like, I want to see this, because even if the game doesn't turn out great, they're like, here you go. Oh, you didn't like this? Here's another one. Didn't like this? Here's the update.
Yeah.
People were complaining that the game was too hard. They were like, okay, boom, we nerfed it. Oh, well, we want levels. Okay, here you go. Now you get to decide how hard you want to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great, and I think that needs to become the standard.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're like, this game is, people hate this, this, and that. Or I don't like that I have to do this. Okay, now you don't have to do it. People were complaining. It's something as little as people were like, oh, I don't like how you can't take the shield off your back even when you're dual wielding.
Yeah.
So they was like, here you go. Yeah, I don't like how you can't, you always have the helmet on. here you go. Now you can take that off. Like that is how it should be.
Yes. They're listening to their fans. They're making updates, and they're doing it quickly.
Yes.
And like I said, they're proving that what these other developers have been saying about updates are full of shit.
Yep.
Right.
Because, like I said, they've always said, oh, we need to wait for, approval from Sony and Microsoft before we could do any updates. Bullshit.
Yep.
So now that excuse is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So,
now, we haven't had a topic on this. It wasn't on the schedule, but I wanted to ask y'all about this. Quintin, specifically you. Now, we've heard shit tons of news about GTA 6.
Right.
Well, there's been a rumor going out that a couple of the changes that they might make to GTA 6. And I want to get your thoughts on these things if you would like them or hate them. The first one I saw was cars will need gas.
I ain't gonna lie, that would piss me off. That would piss me off. You had to do that in Days Gone, and that pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
Days Gone, it was a little more frustrating because it was hard to find gas.
Yeah.
Especially when the environment you were playing.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be pissed off if I'm in a goddamn car chase and I got 5 stars and the police is on my ass and I run out of gas. That would piss me off. Too realistic. I don't want that.
And they're going to make they're going to make a mission like the 2. You got to hurry and lose these people or whatever. But there's like no gas.
Yeah. Or too realistic. I don't want that.
You don't want that? Because I just thought about how
absolutely not
much thought you would have to put into some of these missions.
I don't want to think when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, that's cool. like some, maybe make it toggleable.
Okay,
if you want that on, you can have it on. Because I'm thinking if like you want to do a heist, right? One of your plans before your heist is making sure your shit is gassed up.
I can see that if they make that part of the heist, like, hey, make sure you get gas. I'd be fine with that. But if it's just like every time you're driving, you got to stop and get gas, that would piss me off.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that because when you just want to do your reckless, wanton damage and stuff like that, you don't want to worry about gas.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But if it's like, hey, don't forget to get gas before this heist, or you gonna break down. Then I can accept that. Like, sure. Like, because then that's just like
if it's part of the mission, but not part of the core game.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I could get that.
Yeah.
And the other one is instead of having your unlimited arsenal like you normally do, where you could just cycle through all your weapons, you're only allowed a limited number of weapons on you, and the rest would be stashed in your trunk.
Yeah, I heard about them doing that. I'm not completely against that. It would be annoying though. I ain't even gonna lie. It would be annoying, especially if like I got a pistol on me and then all of a sudden, a whole gang runs up on me and I'm like, well,
it's kind of like Red Dead.
Guess I'll die. It was on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't bother me as much.
It would bother me if they do that on online.
Yes.
That would bother me then, because then you got all these idiots running around with rocket launchers just trying to blow you up, and you like, well, I left mine in my car.
Yeah.
You got to keep that thing on you at all times.
Yeah, right,
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. But I'm not completely against that one. And like I said, the driving for missions, I'm not completely against. But if it's just like, because there's some time in that game, I'd just be riding around.
Yeah.
And I'd be mad if you just heard.
I think the first time it happens would be funny as fuck.
Oh yeah, and then it would be annoying
after that it'd be annoying.
100%. You'd be like, oh come on, man. Like you running from the cops, you out of gas.
Gotta run and jack somebody.
So
or run up into a gas station. Give me the gas for free.
Yeah, right. That'd be funny. Trying to rob them for gas.
Give me 40 on pump 4.
Still some Skittles on your way out.
And a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, so.